Here I hope so. Me started through Honomo. And Supreme Court, Edium ruling about on the 4 members of Parliament. What's here your one?
Was it up to 1 minute? It was about.
Oh, I said your mom and then on the full details.
Yes. I'm making.
And then on the full details.
It seems less than 1 minute or so.
Yes.
But sir, what the full details, Baba, the way say no. I mean, at least can be big agra. 1 minute, you know. I'm food here can be big agra. In less than 1 minute, you missing.
That's a election 2012 petition. That's
at what then they say cover 3 minutes if you want
we debate less than 2 weeks.
Ghana Supreme Court. Well, say Ejomuna to be no kita so we interpret. But my question is Sir Cross Article 97G.
Yeah.
Does it need an interpretation?
According to Supreme Court, it needs.
It doesn't. Baby, I didn't know. Just say whom ye no. A what interpretation bow. What would you tell?
Yes.
Now, what kind yena 97 1G na?
Yeah.
What say if what start here? A member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament. If he leaves the party of which he was a member. He was. Underline word was. One can say he is a member. He was a member.
Okay.
At the moment, I will say, me were NPP, me call independent, you know. NPP constitution say that moment now can ye na no. Only a member of NPP.
Only a member of you.
So I tell you. Just you see, Ghana has a one.
Yes.
Sir President Yoma as a gentleman, a baba behete MPP back.
Oh, really?
And they will cry.
How?
What dear, Yegina Yan Toronto. That time, no more opposition. The hiti or more, or Mubisu, mama.
Are they before Frobiana?
Your party constitution, clear.
Yes.
Me. Man ko dwane alampo the time ye medino na me ko dwane no.
Oh, okay.
Let me say I sympathize with him, but I'm still MPP member. The video is there.
Oh, really? One declare intention po.
David Kennedy said, well, you're a good man. I sympathize with him. But I'm still an MPP member. One radio TV station been interview me. The video is there.
I see.
Sir, my imagine say me sympathize with him keke no.
I don't cry enough.
Yeah, true. I made that interview on the 8th. Na me took kwa US. Okay. 8th November.
Okay.
Me kaye pa. 8th November 2023. 20th November. My birthday. And he issue statement. He said, yeah, they are permanent free party. No.
Wow.
Me declare say me sympathize with someone, and I say I believe in him, and I say bibisa no keke no.
And no kwa. Yeah, justification say you ready.
Obi ako say there or no ankasa e contest against your candidate. What we say? Me ko support Obi independent, and I say different party against your candidate. My forfeit me membership. Say nipa nankasa kwa kujina woni wo candidate you know kwa face. What say? Won't you what Supreme Court say they are still members. They say MPP constitution is now useless.
But the NDC the MPP now one constitution says anything.
Na say NDC for no ka say omo je omo member no back. Omo de omo jina so say omo member no omo wa free. But
NDC almost made me over a some metro letter crat at send on which will be man. A catch more candidates Peter Kwachiaka said, yeah, you were because of stance now we're taking into. But almost one year.
That's it. Does it need a I didn't come has it clear.
Yeah, constitution naka.
Constitution is clear.
But what you're trying
Anna, some of the name MP.
So constitution is clear.
Constitution is clear.
Yes.
Me say time on yes, I don't know. Lawyer be friend, me say Hopeson. But me for Munko to be with you, and I'm say I don't need it.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, me catch him say I don't need it. So the mere fact of match run you okay. now I have my exit me to be covered me to cover me so who dey no that is the way ya hyehyɛ to ho no look a serious issue ni kan wasem no a serious issue now 4 years back you same party you were jubilating say obi akọ independent ya pam no look at the way I can't say
Former MP.
Yeah, speaker.
Yes.
Michael Kwe.
Okay.
Just said we're walking out.
Yeah, sure.
What can say we are vacating the post into home free? Or new or big kasa. Look at the way I was chatting and hold that day. Just say I was sad.
I see.
Say, why should we treat this man like this? Say, why you not say we in every okra? After all, Ayabusia, or don't you say about being every what a parliament now kind. Now, or new or big kasa. What chatting just like that. That time. It was good for them.
Yeah.
Because
they had
overwhelming majority in parliament.
Sure.
And Jemfo Anna Nipano Koye. One protest you. Anna Ene. The same thing happened. Now, me so was suffer. Last 4 years was suffer.
The prayer.
After we free independent, they said or contested on the ticket of NPP. Constitution is a was.
Yeah, was, yes.
Eti wakono say wunye independent bi mu.
That be onye independent bi.
Say wunye MPP member. So constitution no ese wa vacate wo seat.
Surprisingly, me ntwa no. Okọ for me necessary a.
Yeah.
Omo huri di ejina esiam achi na during the time okọ independence ni na no. Omo forfeit omo position. Party ni pam omo. Time esiam win wie ye no. Omo no mu di na chi ni na no me no kasa ba ko na ye constituency chairman sisi a. Ede ma the NPP. No ye constituency chairman sisi ona na campaign manager ede ma esiam. Sisi ona ye constituency chairman sisi a.
So it is a Akufo Addo ko ho say won timi ni nyadwuma.
It may be say one simple question say at the time no mo ye campaign no mo ye primaries no na be say nti for me na e orphan constituency and I say orphan constituency. And nobody could answer that question. And then I appeal so I never be do baby ye do say ye can was me.
And near MPP aye no. E so sad. Said well na ayama nkrofo asemo a omo ka no say ye park Supreme Court politically no. Na ye no kre. Go jase.
Yeah.
Na ye no kre. LGBTQ. Assembly called Supreme Court. Can't they find time like they did with this, you know? What would you mean? I just yet know what that you don't come. Why you better what the Chief Justice at return for that. But when you bet imagine within seconds, I'm my judgment.
Yeah.
Look, separation of powers.
Yeah, sure.
Back then, I want the duties. The duty and say base akunya vacant or no and communicated to UC.
Okay.
See enquire by election.
Yeah, sure.
Constitution is 3 months to elections. Untimenya by elections. It is so be vacating the post a better horse I say the next elections. So when you know. Anna Adia Bani had drawn attention. The constitution is clear.
Yeah.
Bro, we obi onu man was no and so you hear legal interpretation of was.
Yeah, the shark cause the shark was Supreme Court. I mean interpretation. It was the question.
But you see, this one is not talking about future.
Yeah.
Yekem ni say when you MPP ni no call independent. Welcome, you are no more MPP. Was I didn't work on wasem. When you are independent, and we are begging you, and when you are independent, you say we are party member. And no na constitution no come wasem.
I see.
And it's the duty of the speaker to announce it or tell the say it in the floor of the house. Say Sangrofo we one more advocate or post. And to a mundi kwanza or day or mubum. Constitution here clear. Me who yentia. Look, no more can me. I'm not by any way say Master Dilo and I say no more can about Article 99. Say High Court never determine who is validly elected.
Yes.
And a problem about we say my B2 or we see what a document. Now, yeah, court. Court to show munu tie a dance and near Kika Munina. Court to never bet you say, ni pass message per the records or no, and the elected as MP.
Yeah.
I don't know, you're clear. And you're different from 97G now. Who go to another party? I want to get you post. One will say on jurisdiction, some of the, go 5-2.
Yeah, sure.
5-2, no, it should tell you, say, sir, 2 no more cards or more absentee on the jurisdiction, you should know, say, near air cosono, then you find papa so. Because anything to determine about the, can't say, the status of the MP, no, it should go to the High Court.
Yeah, sure.
It's a then, and the Jampo High Court, and a straight to Supreme Court. Say, I just I did a yen etino ye interpretation and ye different.
Yeah.
That would be a once a walk up a stay of execution. Now what's up? No, I mean, me you know what I mean, just here. When ye men ye make a say MPP and Gasano or more constitution or more render useless. It's no more you can't say effect is say Ubiaka say look. MPP for betima kwa kujina bonjini say yes opportunity to Bahama ultimately ultimately suspend you omo because at the train now the best suspend you omo no and now the boss and for we who buy so on here it is obi ko kujina bonjini work as how can you suspend them? It means it's a constitution no are you useless ye fa je fi bibia wo constitution no bia no party member bia pa won ni so wo just say obeye the opposite side ultimately do who
omo the party ne constitution has started to form
just almost start you omo dia twitwiri form
I see
omo dia twitwiri form na wo shase ana wo kan me ohini nto ya abo bia samu Boniface mo say ya declare supporter ma obi a wo ko etia that time brother mo nya elect mo candidate
yeah
e hono mo na lawyer na e kanu was sponsored a candidate sponsored by the party.
Yeah.
Nana munyan sponsor will be no mu year primaries. So that time nankasa no mu year ade no bra no. Obutin ye. President Akufo-Addo wo ye lawyer. Unkofo nyina ye lawyer. General Secretary ye lawyer. The ye organizer ye lawyer. Mo akwa se. Na mo ye sade we because of a nibre ahoya. Adom de ye sade no. Ene won sa ba bebu aka munzim me se nyankopɔ be koso atua MPP ka day in day out na me se sa de we o maye e be hete wo mo na Supreme Court decision we it is going to be something e kiremba gi na ba beka do o mo tra panel so o mo ye no sa no o kiremba beka o mo ho asem
I see Mamenko Yura Akwena Stereo Kwansa former member of parliament at the Mafantiman West and former Central Regional Minister. Yura Akwenas. It's as I mean as I'm number with you first.
No, seriously, in every moment I wasn't expecting anything different. I mean,
oh really?
Oh yeah, because me say Chief Justice ne utterances the first day now. Straight up no me conclude where the whole thing will go.
I see.
You know, Chede Ghana yeah it's the obimu ye nipa sin obimu.
Oh.
Yeah, we're in this country in a whole constituency for 4 years. We nya representative but now we are preaching virtues there. The 4 constituencies, you know, they wouldn't have any representation. Now, what is even going on there? There in those constituencies, what are the development going on there? Within 3 weeks, or two months, we need representation, and so what? But you see, to the Muslim brother Keno, this is a precedent that is going to hurt not only NPP, but it's going to hurt the country because share the framers of the constitution they envisage that because we've had history of that thing. And see, based on that, you know what the bay. You see, they are making a mistake about one thing there. People were trying to like relate it to 2003. Why you saying it? Why you saying anything and that kind of thing? But you see, It's two different things. One is by action.
Yes.
And one is by deeds. Let me put it that way. Deeds and action are almost the same. On the parliament, no sorry there, we NPP. NDC, no, Oracle NDC, NPP. You know what's the once I walk crossing it, you know, there, we're forfeiting his seat.
Yeah.
But you see, whatever is happening now, it's almost the same thing, but in a different way. Okay, more parliament, me an NDC member of parliament. Now more parliament, I'm getting to the latter part. Then I started kicking against my party. Where they didn't say, look, me in the next election, I'm not going to even stand on NPP's ticket. I'm going to stand on NDC's ticket. I can make that publicly. I can make that statement on the floor of parliament. You don't have any right to tell me that you are sacking me or I should leave the parliament because straight up, I know that I've become a faith columnist amongst my group.
Yeah.
So me NPP na minim dem you call offender independent. Ask Cynthia Morrison, ask Ashanti. Bison there say what any strategic NPP meeting, do they call them? They won't call them because already they know that they have thank you, they have a mind of going in. They won't call them.
Yes.
Yes, they were even deleted from the platform. But you see, for convenience's sake, most was they are as if they are protecting them. But let me tell you one thing. You see, you know, we live in a world that everything is cyclical. Something else will come, and believe you me, it will come to hurt us. And in there, by that time, known that those people who took that decision might be
not be available.
Yes, but your president was said. But me, I believe that the Supreme Court judges, I don't know seriously, because me, I always say that look, there are lawyers who are far better. They know the law more than the Supreme Court judges, because no, you don't write an exam to go to Supreme Court. You don't write an exam. If they write an exam to go to the Supreme Court, believe you me, we will have different people sitting in the Supreme Court now, because you know why? All you need to be is to be a lawyer.
A practicing lawyer
for 15 years.
Yes.
And meanwhile, the man who is a practicing lawyer for 15 years goes to take advice from other lawyers. And today, by the virtue there, when you work on Supreme Court, then there is nothing like when you go to Supreme Court and then all of a sudden God will give you some different divine understanding of the law. No. I mean, it's funny. We have people who have said, even you, there are people who taught you the law, who are still lawyers. There are people who taught you the law. But the fact that you have the chance to sit on the bench doesn't make you an extraordinary lawyer, that you understand everything. But you see, your constitution, there, whatever the Supreme Court says becomes more or less a law.
Is it time there? I mean, baby, I would agree. Today, one constitution there, constitution, why a cake? Yes, sir, you mean constitution.
No, constitution on your cake. It can there why a cake, on your cake, but it needs an overhaul.
Okay.
If say maybe a cake, then you have to put everything aside and
no.
You see that one there, you can't tell me that the constitution is a cake. There are some provisions of the constitution that might have outlived its time and purpose. If we need to, there are so many things we have to strengthen. You understand? You see, one funny thing about the some laws and now some LIs and now some CIs nada yedi yeduma country baby because believe you me in this 13 political parties and now 12 political parties, none of them apart from the independent candidate doesn't have to have structures all over the country. Independent candidate, that's why you call him an independent candidate. Like my brother's group. They are there. They've not, though they have a movement, but they don't term themselves as a political party. It's a movement. So then you can pardon
them.
But people people who call themselves political parties. Master, me, I've lived in the central region for a very long time. Ask me, them Papa Apalu, Bisende there. How many offices does he have even in the central region?
Oh, posters for central region.
No, posters in Fango. Posters they on Fango. Ask me, because in the you see the bell. CI, no, you have to have representation in all the 275 districts. 240 something districts. You should have an office there. Ask me, all these parties now will line up the how many of them?
When I say officer, you can even talk about virtual officers.
No, forget about that. That time there's nothing. If you look at the interpretation, there's nothing like a virtual office. I hope you understand me.
Yes.
So if I want to file you a summon, can I virtually file it? I can say I didn't receive it. There should be an officer sitting in an office.
Yes.
But look, we as NDC, whatever the Supreme Court is doing, we are just watching them from far. You see, I believe the Supreme Court took upon itself, so like, and yet they arrogate themselves their position there. We shouldn't have been in that position. Because me, I'm like my brother said, me too, I'm not a lawyer. But me there, if the case is pending in a lower court, you understand me, and there is a potential ruling that will hurt something, that is when the court will go in and stay execution, stay proceedings, or stay whatever. But this is a parliamentary work. The moment Supreme Court will enter parliament to go and stay a parliamentary process, I mean, it makes the whole thing some way. But posterity will always
be our judge.
Thank you. Because me, you know one funny thing, me old baby the Supreme Court judges should think more of the country than more of the government or the party in power.
They are still thinking about the country.
No, I don't think so. Seriously, me, that is my opinion.
Right.
I don't think so, but I think it's about time they are paying back. My paymasters offended caprices.
Oh, how?
No, because you see, let me tell you one funny thing. You see,
these are learned.
No. I am not saying they are not learned. I'm not saying they are not learned. we have people who are learned, but you see, what's the
No.
But those people who went to the bench, were they the best lawyers in our system? We knew the best lawyers in our system. Say you know those who are lawyers.
They are the lawyers.
Yes, I say. But because of political agency, they get Supreme Court.
Promotions no.
I mean it's funny. You see, even if you've been a judge, if you have been a judge, me most of the time, I believe that we should change that thing. The most make it's a cake, I believe that to become a Supreme Court judge, you should be a judge at the appeals court for a number of years. That can give you the leverage of becoming a Supreme Court judge. Because by that time, you've reviewed so many cases from the High Court. You understand me? So through that, you learn a lot. You understand me? When you call Supreme Court, I mean, it's always like a neat fit in. If you are in a but you take somebody maybe on winning case there 10 in his whole 15 years career. No, I'm telling you, maybe on winning 10 cases in his whole 15 years career, but because of political expediency, in that man doing about Supreme Court. Why? Because maybe you want the person to come and do your bidding.
I see.
But in make catch there. In Brand Odudaba, Supreme Court judges, they should sometimes sit back and know that they are not the law. They are not the law. They do the interpretation to the best of their knowledge. They can go wrong.
Yes,
they can go wrong. So if things like that, you know, they should consult widely, because you can't just enter your chamber, you go there 2 minutes, you just release judgment and that kind of thing. Is this judgment preconceived or I mean that kind of thing? Because you can't tell me that you went into Afenyo Makin's case. You listened to Afenyo Makin, and within 30 minutes you could come out with all that right up. I mean, you know, it's possible. It's possible, but it makes me think that the thing is.
That phrase in the Jai come home.
Is that Emana?
It's possible in the Jai.
No. No, it's doable. It's doable. It's doable.
I don't want to hear it yet.
Thank you. It's doable. Ewa, it's doable. Osande Nimpa. Ewa, but me did there. Oya baby in some no corner. Oya nan oya nyan. Because me nyalo abamu to me trechi na me hwa adini na me say
no I'm slow
because no seriously but master just look at it obi wo ho lawyer bi wo ho on we need 10 cases check me recording na on we need 10 cases but because he's politically aligned to me inti me be na me hwema lawyers in one win 15 years. You know what? They are not going to check on how many cases, high-profile cases are a win, and you see that is why America will always be America. America, they will before you. Yes, so sometimes in our vetting processes, you know, on core too deep, because believe you me,
and drop will be other.
No, if Obi Betra order one nominating the Supreme Court judges, somebody should go back and look at all the cases the person has handled. At I say, the ones that he won, the one that he lost. Why did he lose? Why, you know, that kind of thing. All those things should be scrutinized before you make the person a Supreme Court judge. But right now, it's at the political whims of the president. If I decide that Hopeson here should go here, who born dog? He will be there.
So members of Supreme Court, the entire.
If you cry, I feel crying. The Binum cry pendio. I bear point to Mokradia.
Is it 15 or 17?
You see, I'm no say. There are Supreme Court judges are nominated. I say Parliament, you're vetting. Can who be? Sisi majority for some person back to Brashibijum. No more those vetting to make sure.
Vetting.
So
because technically, Parliament approves. I am telling you this.
Oh yes, I mean,
because NDC are cutting as NPP ama. Want to make and
your business.
Yeah. Now, NPP maintenance NDC is over that business.
Oh, say train.
Until say better abanawi, I am telling you this today. Parliament approves.
The last but one timer, no Motinasi no. Now come back for 15 days. That was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yes. Now come back 2 or 3 weeks ago. And see, technically, so Moko Parliament 4 days are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or Moko just said 2 weeks a trim. 2 weeks no technically 10 days. Yeah, 10 days or little about 8 days or technically around 10 days. Tuesday. Okay, 8 days. It's now 7 days. 7 days no. This week a trim. This week, Enra, Sana Cometnas and Enro Metnas, and near. On months into 2 days, I'll be home. I can't 10 days, I can't 5 days. The 5 days, no time, no Babe Free Parliament, no Master Ababets. I review most of these cases. And some of our Kotoaba.
Me say, Parliament approach Agu until 7th January. No, your business is Naka. You see, at times you apply common sense. Though the nation is not ruled by common sense, but you need to apply the common sense.
Yeah.
So it is our minority for just one man and so what? And so what? Now we man business. Nyama papa bi opese wo yina astaki. Why?
After your market say a spiritually a bad omen. So we quite na minority side.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. From 7 January, no, or better now. From 7 January. Look, I can tell you for a fact
MPP sisa or mulusu no bebre.
Oh.
Me chin pa.
I see.
Me gusu chin kwesi se beto aba.
Okay.
Omo lusubi. Independent 3 efa MPP seat free.
Sir.
Including Suhum.
Kwa Sante.
Obefa seat no straight. Tornado to all.
Oh, no, but because I mean,
what is tornado to go?
The MPP candidate. I mean, if you go on the ground,
share Oko Gomwa Central and A plus wafa.
A plus a first is no
wafa. Yan to about wafa.
Sir.
Oko Granza no. Chazo Usu wafa.
Really?
Me na make a joke. Share Oko Chantrinia. Some city be on they are going to lose. Central region, they are going to lose more.
Oh.
Yeah, for real.
They are going to lose more. 2020, presidential move for 2 minds.
Yeah.
Parliamentary move for 2 minds. And I tell you, this time, presidential and more, parliamentary must lose more. I can. Eti one more back minority no. But no, yeah, can't agree. Opa tea, opa translate the matter. You are going to occupy the minority in parliament from January 7th.
So why not practice it now?
So you know, eti ya de anybody ya ka de ya jiro upa befa ye now ye look in Brazil. Look, this year's election it is going to be an election of a surprise.
Oh sir.
Oh definitely.
I'm not for ye dia look, every America me say nye Alanche Martin will raise him one and mama be TMPP more than 3 million votes.
Really?
Me na make a joke. But muti ye this ala wom.
In the ala no difference when they be make.
Ye better about the first round will be any Hobenya straight win.
Oh really?
John Mahama be dikai, but we on cross to 50%.
Only 50%.
Anchamati better sumienu. MPP better sumiensa.
Anchamati better
percentage ba obeto sumienu.
So it means it's
Asaba mi kecheli ye pa. Now Alan and John Mahama will go
for runoff.
For the runoff. The hono. Anna, you munyina bekas okay. Said John the no 4th John of the country. And the 5th John no, I like Chamati, Famano. Na Congo.
The family money here. Wait of the
get the man the 5th John, I like Chamati. First president of the 4th Republic, John Jerry Rawlings.
Yes.
Second president, John Ajekun Kufuor.
Yeah.
Third president, John Evans Atanos.
Yeah.
Fourth president, John Dramani Mahama.
Yes.
Yeko yi fifu ni yeko yi William Kufuor. And I don't need a trisu ne yo. Wow, it is say no. Yeah, Baba pet the 5th John.
That's how William no. Yeah, one I William the buy.
Oh, na say yeah, so they. Me say 4th Republic, Jankopo de Majon for so mundu.
I see.
And unless you go John for me no woman no back here 4th John, the 5th John.
Wishes are always, dreams are free. Dreams are free.
Yeah.
You understand me? Because, I mean, this election is Ghanaians against MPP.
Ghanaians against MPP.
That's right.
It's Ghanaians against MPP.
I agree with you.
Master, it's Ghanaians against MPP. It's not NDC MPP.
Yeah.
Or Afafranto
against NDC
MPP, MPC. No. It's Ghanaians against MPP. Because so wankasa sometimes na mafi or mampeni kufo kakra. O say wa she wa ba bom. She wa sitrem na to aba. But there sisi ano asetrem na we do no it's something else. Master, you see, unless the person on maybe you are not a business person. But master, if you are a business person, just imagine only a year ago, Mukoto, maybe animal feed, maybe I imported them. It was only 25,000 per 5,000 per metric ton. $5,000
yeah.
per a metric ton of feed. So I mean, me chicken another in a mutono local currency.
Yeah.
So the $5,000 was about time at times
13, time, no, yeah,
13, 14. You know, then 1 year down the line.
Hey, but last year dollar no go fast power.
Yeah, me say 1 year down the line, the dollar is now 17.2. So it is if I am to change the same 5,000 today. Master Pacho, your math,
5,000 times 17.
Yeah.
85,000.
85,000. In the first one, no, yeah,
13.
13. Yeah.
13. 65,000.
Yes. Into right now, no,
20,000 difference.
I mean, I might make another neighbor.
But the price of the same
chicken is the same way.
The same.
Anna, what you call a chilukra 2016?
Yeah.
The fan is up $10,000. Here, Ghana is canon 400 million.
Yeah, 400 million. Yeah.
And 8 years. And we have 1.7 billion.
I mean, it's
But business for okay. You wait them say wow. Okay. NDC or base. The street boys.
Yeah.
NPP base. Business community.
Yeah, business community. Yeah.
Obia now we have 400 million and we have 1.7 billion. And you think you are going to win?
But Moko Ashanti region, Moko share magazine for Eba Pro within the Ashanti enclave. Especially the business.
What they nyabotre? Maybe Kawase say Allah is going to block 40% of Ashanti vote. Now, Captain challenge me. What they nyabotre? After 24 days pay.
After 24 days.
Yeah. Now Allah just say oba almost go 16 days be mo Ashanti region. Ebosiaga.
Yeah. The Ashanti region more run the shift. Na poko na ba obi a.
Oh sia.
Na obi afi won ma na
me say o ma for mo hwadwene deda. Obi a wo Ghana ha bia no enim de eko.
Yeah.
First na utimi kokko share kura bi ase. Oh we, o ya chacha mento abama no. No waje adi. Ene wo kan obeka jeje obo because of phone ekitaye. Obi anim de eko.
Ya ti dada.
Obi anim de eko. NPP de o mo no resi no mo gamu. Resi no ye bitua lantemante e do mahama.
I see. Dr. Bobia.
December 7th. What you say on the radio?
You know,
the central region, sir.
Oh, central region. They mean for a very long time. I mean, the central region should have been our base, because.
But this time around, we have a running mate coming from central region.
No, not this time around. Every time we've had either the president or since 92.
Yeah.
Since 92, you know, the NDC when central region is in the year, the central region for in a NDC in the year because since 92, there is no day, there is no time a year election central region nipa only ticket in the 92 we had them. 96 it was there. 2000 it was there. 2004 2008 2012 2016 2020 all Fourth Republic Central region has been given that preference. But there sometimes young crofo what should you maybe be who know from Central region.
Okay.
Yes, you maybe be who maybe will be sometimes will be some propaganda be a cook baby we didn't and that kind of. But this time no, even a far from now Central region they've seen the difference. Master, when NDC was in power we were buying outboard motor for about 4,900 Ghana cedis. What actually were 5,000 Ghana cedis. Right now, it's 42,000. One outboard motor, 42,000.
42,000. From 5,000 to 42,000.
Master, I'm not lying. You can call them. I buy it in power, in Pampo at 36. But if you want to go to, if you want to go to maybe Japan Motors, not a quarter director, ask them. You can check the prices.
36,000.
Mister, Google price of outboard motor, 40 horsepower outboard motor. It's at the end of the day.
Wow.
Even at all, the fishing gear like net. Net here it's all dollar based. Into Bisa and ask the premix fuel when we were living. How much was premix fuel? And even premix fuel now was the brown one. Who do they give it to now? If they come out, Professor Mills share landing beach. Edward Bade, the chief fisherman, is an de facto chairman of any landing beach. Then you have honorary secretary. You have a member from the Fishmongers Association. Then you have a member of the canoe owners, their association. So that 5-member team, are all people who are involved in the fishing industry,
and they are part of the
system.
Yeah.
But these people came, and you know what they've done? They give it to their party executives. It's a party executive. Just imagine, I am maybe in Saltpond, and I maybe Otuan. So me person me to fuel or them fuel tom. Sometimes or them that is not a fishing community to go and buy premise. Who is keeping it there? It's because maybe the chairman of the party lives there.
I hear the premise fuel. Since I would actually and I don't drive an answer. Now the parliamentary candidate for that and
the reason why in your no candidate no KE candidate no what was your premix no do, but ask me what look
I somehow okay a fact.
Oh yeah, they take care of premix now in him
I go for the dava
I don't know a candidate
yeah find out what is my candidate
it's honey and pano labadi mpano no inti ina one parliamentary candidate, they are running the show on premix, but believe you me Mr. There say
maybe because we are Madam Fontina.
Oh, say
NDC yeba power. Ewa them meaning they yeba power.
Yeah.
Them landing beaches no. We have to go because they were having in a wonya no faso power because in the profit margin your friend there's a government the fuel number maybe per gallon or the more 11 cedis. But you have to sell it for 17 cedis. Into 17 cedis, no, there's some 6 cedis margin on each gallon. And that 6 cedis margin, no, there was a breakdown. 30% goes to paying salaries of the immediate 70 huge percentage goes into a fund that the town will use. It is a share from 2009 all the way to 2016. Boko in Padubina. Fishermen akasa very beautiful shed. We see toilet, we see classroom. Some of them
one property.
It all comes from the process of the premise. Since you have Bissam, the NPP should come and account for the project. What the premix fuel no for so no project. What are your communities?
Yeah, did come more earlier. They did come more about. I mean, the way our campaign is called the dynamics. I mean, how things will go and how things will unfold. I got 24 more days now. Election 2024. Expectation they are very high, but hope to say I feel Kai go for Belusu bruta. As I feel what Belusu. It's a battle between the NDC, the 4th John and the 5th John.
Yes.
And you could also say a street battle for the 4th John. The 5th John can come later. And Papa.
The 5th John have to go through some kind of baptism of fire.
Yes. So the 4th John would have to baptize the 5th John.
This is the baptism that this is the first time he is contesting as a parliamentary presidential candidate.
Yes.
I say.
We've been contesting first.
No, Ghana.
Judicial is contesting first.
Oh, Master, what are you talking about?
The 1st John.
No, the 1st John was coming from the seat. He was on the seat before.
But the first election.
No, you don't get me. You know what I mean is he was not novice to that seat.
And he was
Alan is novice.
No. Oh, yeah, Alan is not.
Alan from 1992 when you're novice.
No, if I say to that seat.
And
if I say novice to that seat now.
Yeah.
Me patch there.
Yeah.
Jerry Rawlings was the military ruler for how many years? So he knows that seat. He sat on that seat before. So you can't see him as a first timer. Yes, when it comes to voting, he was a first timer. But that seat, he wasn't novice to it. He was not a new person to the seat because he sat on it before. And if you come back to J. Kufuor contested the presidential destiny twice before getting the the nod.
And to make a
me patch there.
2024 election will be election of surprises.
No, surprises in it, but the surprise will be like.
Time I walk contesting
the surprise will be like what has just happened in Mauritius.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mauritius,
the ruling government. Out of 64
seats in Parliament.
Meanwhile, they used to have our 40 something.
They have 42.
42.
Yes.
Right now, they have only two.
Only two.
2 MPs in this.
Never 2 MPP.
Meanwhile, they lost every seat. You see, that is the tsunami coming to Ghana. We have to look.
I see.
Greater Accra here.
Yeah.
There are some seats that were termed traditional MPP seats. But believe you me, this trip is going to flip.
Yeah.
Look,
seats like
a city with is Abrekuma West.
Look, Abrekuma West.
When I make a job.
Ayawaso West Wagon.
Yeah.
You were friend, maybe I become for no phone there.
Central.
Only Abrekuma Central.
There be any Abrekuma. Okakwe. Patrick Guama.
No, Patrick no.
South no.
What was it? Two.
Yeah, was South.
Harry Potter inside one now.
Ayawaso.
Okay, yeah, Ayawaso, yeah.
And other say north or north, maybe I da ko ababejina no.
Yes. No. Any I sit that.
South.
There, your baby, our girl, Nana
Sheila Battles on now.
Yeah.
Sheila Battles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Newman. Dakwa Newman.
Okay.
South, yeah.
I don't know.
Kakwe South.
Yeah, Nana. Yeah, okay.
Maybe Nana Kumia.
Maybe Nana Kumia. Yeah, okay. I see. That was a very
one time. You see, sometimes no game no say itinechi ne erisha. You see what happening.
But the NDC, what lessons have you learned so far?
Lessons?
Yes.
A lot. That you don't take the people for granted.
Interesting.
That is the biggest lesson you will learn coming from
opposition.
Not opposition. We've been in power before.
Yes.
And we went to opposition. Coming back, and you realize that, look, you think you can take the people for granted now. Forget it. You can't take people for granted. Don't tell them things that you cannot do. About me, I was on TV the last time. Last time I was watching also there by 2 years in MPPs. Because of the 1 million Ghana cedis, $1 million
per constituency.
Per constituency, by in the 2 years, there will be no village with water problem and toilet problem.
Yes, but there's no toilet problem in Ghana.
1 million gram cover.
There's no water problem in Ghana.
Water problem in Ghana. Why?
If I'm at Kumasi, central region. If I'm at Kumasi for 40 years, if
Anumabu.
No.
Inti ikwan mabo
meko wache
ikwan no maybe anumabo benya pipe ikwan mabo akotaido
in your title
ko dada gwado ko pomase ko sanfuna nu kwase ko hwe da ebe nsu no wono mo mama must don't go there in su if you are talking about water but still the latest report no yeah it's so damning.
It's true.
You understand me? So that means 7 years or 8 years of NPP, the water penetration are waiting way increasing is 2.7%. Will be fun from 40 BB only do 73%. You were able to even increase it to only 2% to 75%. What kind of government is this? And I said there wouldn't be any toilet problem. Still in Kafusi there, still Still, people go to the bushes, people go to the seaside and do their thing. If we have proper places of convenience. It's in Pocho, there, in there. We shouldn't do promises that you cannot keep. Even you can't keep them, grandpa. Let people see that, make there. Friend, NDC, you can't those times, yes, they see 200
community day schools, yeah.
At least we did about
47.
People saw that what was starting when we saw some other level. In Wobey, what's there within 18 months? They were going to build 100 and 11 ibadi
IF agenda 111.
No, me can only 111. No one can so be increasing the call.
No, 88.
88
No,
over
111, yeah.
Now, last time I heard President Akufo-Addo talking, no.
Yeah.
What's the out of the 111, no?
Yeah.
We 11. 11 Obubuya, no. In a way, see one polyclinic. One polyclinic. In the 11 just imagine, no, Central Region alone. I was the regional minister there. Central Region alone. Within 2012 to 2016, we built 10 polyclinics, 10 in one regional. Central region. I don't know about the other regions.
Yeah.
I know other regions got this. But in the Central region alone, JM was able to build 10 polyclinics. Ukrum. Biwa, if from Noabu Biwa, we had one. You know, so at the end of the day, at the end of the day, no, that is the kind of thing Ghana for worship. Look, yesterday, indeed, I was brother from and we had a beautiful program because I was able to. Look, me, anytime I go to my constituency, I don't feel shy to follow my candidates anywhere, everywhere.
Because you worked.
Because me, I don't feel shy. Because I have record that I can go to the communities and point to. I lived anyhow. Do you think I can follow my parliamentary candidate to places? I can. But because I knew I didn't leave it wrong with my people. In the second so I didn't lose an election. I decided not to contest again.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no, my credibility is still intact.
Yeah.
So I can follow my candidate everywhere. We'll go to places and I can point to projects. Courthouse in on police station. School here. Secondary school. 24 block 24 room classrooms. If you go to Infantima Girls,
all right.
If you go to Infantima Girls, this is why I am telling you that this trip there is going to be a tsunami. Most 2018. That is not even. It's going to be worse than 2008.
Oh, I see.
No, 2008. We won so many seats in Parliament. We had overwhelming victory. I mean, we have. And 2012, we even increased it a bit, especially in Central Region. Let me base this thing on Central Region. When we came to power in 2008, then we had only 2 seats in Central Region. Etimokwa and Ekunfi. Those were the only 2 seats. And 2008, some of us, we won. Me at Hopeson, that we won and came into Parliament. So now we increased it from 2 to 11. And in 2016, we took it from 11 to 16. So at the end of the
16 to 13.
You understand me? But at the end of the day, no. Sisi Amos Manjamoro no. Central Region they're off.
Listen, finally on this now.
Yeah, now Honorable Ken said we are taking the people for granted.
Yeah, sure.
What do you mean, because he said Akwakoye duopoly. 2 dominant parties. We feel we lose Irish were 8 years or baba. 80 no. After all, when the man you cry no. Song that you know. Na so na echo. Na say Alan Ebay, Alan Bishop say, hey, this all lose election. Is either 12 years or 16 years old?
Yeah.
You know, and that year, Obedia bro. Where you come again of what I say, wait, Alan Chamante, Yama Betimi, Apostle. Now, would him, Mede Manusino, Mame, and Namin Crawford, say, Convoke Room, Bunu East.
Okay.
A year Pro East constituency. In fact, may call me rounds or more, ya dear Papa. Krobo Efro Zamrama, Prime, Abasi Yeji, Kodokrum, Babato. Ofuma. They were so fantastic.
I see.
Now, if you come fast or more receive we na just say a DJSM. Naminia Nyankopo Yaduma next week.
Okay.
Meaning, say, and say, they discuss it at Japadia. I will show you so.
Yeah.
But where the mama me just say, me amount for friend me here be me here.
Japadia ambassador.
Next week, me check 1,000 copies. My printed band in the camera. 1,000 copies, me check free. What I will do is anopa me hwe baby a traffic wa na me gina honom na me cheche mo pe kra me de be brem na mo che wo che dia obi anti be fa nko court all
right yeah that was it
obi anti be fa nko court at next week me check 1000 ewo Accra me ba ko check 1000 so ewo Kumasi na manfo ehu se asem a me ka no enyina so bi wo honom wo mo kan a wo beti ase da se ebre bia no wo mo tie